Well, there we go. All right. What am I doing now? Well, I have just rigged up this bass guitar. I discovered up here high on the neck in the middle of an important solo at a very, very big show full of people, right in the middle of funky music where they let me take off, go completely batshit crazy for a minute or so. Way up there around, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, 15, 16, 17 area. Fretting out. Like, I was, let's see, what would that be? My G would be a C. My B was ringing through as a C. So there was notes that I was trying to get that was coming up. Every time I tried to get a B up here above the 12th fret, was fretting out, and then up in this area too on some of the other strings was causing some problems. So I've gone ahead and dialed everything in pretty darn straight. There's no tension on there right now. Yeah, up in this area there's a lot of problematic frets. So I am doing something that I do on a lot of instruments when I know the lower frets have more wear on them than the top. And this looks horrible, but it's probably because I've been playing this quite a bit. I'm very lightly taking down the height of some of these up here. Okay. See a nice light dusting and stuff on there. Now where's the old crowning file? I'm gonna go ahead and take this guy. There you are. There, that's the side I want to use. I'm gonna start right out here at number 24. And what it has is it's got a groove side. And then another groove side. That's wider. That's skinnier. These skinny little frets right here. Oh, too high. I was just looking at the minutes. 2:42. Okay, yeah, it's a couple minutes. Sorry, I was looking at the minute counter on the camera. So, yeah, there's a fat one for fat frets, and then there's a skinnier one for skinnier frets. And, yeah, I'm going to use this side right here. Anyway. And just going to use that to go through here and clean up each one of these frets. I do apologize, I don't have an overhead camera for this. There we go. Get all those rough spots out of there. Alright, that looks pretty decent. That's the third one. Now, what I'm doing is I'm scraping this. I know you can't see what I'm doing hardly at all. This is an awful video. But I can't help it. The table's way over here. I can't really get you any closer to me. What I'm doing is I'm going down the front side of the fret with this like that, and I'm going down the back side of it, carving away just a little bit of that metal. So we got that smooth curve shape, because remember, I just flattened the top of them down to get rid of those high spots. And now this crowning file is helping me put a nice little round edge back on here. this one the same way. And my fluorescent light on the other side of the room over there is shining just where it's giving me perfect reflections on these frets, where I can see where the shiny line is, where I filed it flat across the top, and I can see that skinny flat line disappearing down to a nice fine crown as I'm doing this, and that's beautiful. That's what I want to see. There we go. Yeah, that's a real hard spot there. Just a few more scrapes across here, and then I got another fancy tool out that I use to polish these frets. There we go. So I'm going to go all the way down to that 12th fret, cleaning these guys up. Once I get down to, 15, 16, and 17, I'm going to be into that area where I had to get a lot of the high fret area down. We're just about there. I'm on fret number, I think, 17, 16, what is it? 15, 16, 17. Fret 18 right now. There, now I feel that riding along that fret nice and smooth with no resistance. It's another good sign that I gotten all the way down where I need to be. Okay. That was number 16. This is number 6. This is fret number 16. 16 and 17 are done. Should feel a lot smoother up there with all that catchy, hiccupy shit going on. I know it was making me look like a dummy a couple of times where I was having trouble executing what I wanted to play because of it. And more than a couple of spots too, actually. All up above that 12. I certainly don't want to be afraid to go up there because I have a lot of things that take me up there sonically and a lot of shit that I do, and some of it I'm going to be recording pretty soon, and some of it on this, so I might as well have this dressed and ready so it's not choking me out anymore. There we go. If only you could see how shiny this is now. You will. It's not catching so bad now. resisting me there. Mm-hmm. One, two, three. That's good. So what I'm doing right now is, now that I'm down past the 12th fret, I've got a lot of the high spots down and re-crowned up here up top. And I'm just going very lightly down the rest of it, like 5 times each side with a light scrape, just to remove dirt and scratches on the surface of these frets, and just address some catchy spots. I felt it kind of hanging up on the neck in a few spots. And I can feel, going over this with my file, that there's some grimy spots where you can see string wear, places I play often where it's kind of caused some uneven marks. So I'm kind of like very carefully moving that metal across there without too much problem. So I got brand new strings for this. I'm gonna put them on after I do this fret crowning, but I'll tune it back up with the strings that are on it first before I go too much farther. And actually, I have them strung up. I'm using a little trick with a dowel rod right now, snuck under the back side of the neck. Dowel rod's soft enough where it won't mar the neck. It's got enough pliability where it holds the strings away from the neck too at the same time. So I'm using that little technique right there. Make sure I didn't switch my side here. That's right, that's good. Let me clean that. Uh-huh. I've been silent for a few minutes. I'm so sorry about that. This is a very meditative practice. Thinking to myself and not saying anything while I do this helps me focus, not, yakking away. But some of these I'm doing more than the 5, obviously, because I'm feeling that resistance on the fret. And I can just feel that it's scratchy and it just tells me it's really uneven across there. There. And then, yeah, I can see some wear marks on here. I've definitely put some hours on this particular neck in the last couple of years. Started playing this thing as my half-step down bass. And then I also had, and I've had it with slinky strings on it since forever. And I mean, it had its jet black body originally. Had it tuned down a half step. Really liked the sound of it. And that's kind of what did it for me. I really liked the tone of it. But it didn't fit on things like Sweet Child of Mine because the thin strings, the skinnier strings are twangier. Don't sound good on some of those notes for those types of songs. Need a regular 45. I know it's only 5 degrees difference in the measurement. A 40 versus a 45 on the G string. But boy, it does make a world of difference having just a little bit heavier G string for a standard bass guitar. This thing, I've got it purposely set up with low action, intentionally twangy. Work smarter, not harder. I play this bass quite a bit because it has the lighter strings on it. And I like that real fast action that it has. I love the twangy, buttery, freaking up and down the neck ease of playing that this thing typically has. Whereas my white one, the neck's in better shape because it didn't have any high frets or anything on it to worry about. It plays true all the way up and down the neck. No issues there. But with the set, I put the XL, NY XLs on there too. So they're, I think, another $10 a set than what I put on here. This is a regular XL extra light 5-string set. So my G string's a 40. My E string is a 95. Give you an idea how light the gauge is there. So like a standard E string is usually like 105, 110 gauge. Yeah, a 95. Now Geddy Lee's Funk Masters, him and Mark King were playing back in the late 80s, early 90s. Like last time he used those on his wall basses was like Roll the Bones era. The Funk Masters he used to use, they were 30, 50, 70, and 90. So the B string would be like a 110 or a 115 if you followed, follow along that lines of gauges. So I tried to get a couple companies to sell me a set with that low of a B string, and they just kind of refused. They said, it's not going to work. I'm like, well, can you just let me try it? Oh, well. I will try it one day, and then I'll make them sell me a set after I told them it worked fine. We're getting there. One more fret to go. Let's dress this little bugger. Just get the dirty spots out of it. All right. So now I'm just gonna use this sandpaper and flip it around to the clean side. And I'm just going to use this little trick right here. I think this is 220. I mean, it's misleading because it's a fine grit. And I'm just going to use this to go that way first. Now I'm going to come back this way. Yeah, that's it. And now I'm going to take a little bit of having rubbing alcohol. I do. I got a little rubbing alcohol. There we go. Put it on a rag. So now I'm going to take it down this fingerboard and just clean that off really quick with the rubbing alcohol. Clean that. Where's my pencil? I don't have any liquid lead graphite, so I'm just going to take my pencil and do the old school, where I pencil line my nut with graphite, and that'll help the string slip through there a little bit. Beauty. All right. All right. I think I need to get a little bit of juice on there because I kind of rubbing alcohol is a bit much. So we'll go over here and get some of my guitar oils. Might as well bring this little tub of stuff right over here since I'm working on a guitar. I have some fingerboard treatment oil in here. I just gotta dig it out. This is a guitar polish. And there was this. More guitar polish. Lizard spit. Alcohol. What's that one? Fast part. Let's see. What do we have down there? All right, so what am I going to use? String cleaner. I think I'll use the lizard spit. Just use the old lizard spit. You got to clean the bugger off. And gotta find something to wipe it down with. Oh, perfect. Beautiful little guitar cloth over here. That will work wonderful. It helps remove the rest of the hairy, nasty junk that I just sanded off of these frets. polish that up. And we'll clean all the rest of this up really good. That gets it for the most part. Gonna be playing next weekend with the Rowdy Rock Band from Tawa, so there's a damn good chance I'm gonna spill beer on it. Alright. Red Rocker. Hard to tell what we got going on up there. I may still repeat that process. I did not put any fingerboard oil on here, and I probably should. You know, linseed oil bottle always wants to clog up, so I always have to turn this a little bit. Stick something down in there to declog it. Oh, yeah, usually have to use one of my sticks here. A little bit of boiled linseed oil. A little bit for the fingerboard. A little dot on each one is more than enough. Down there. And Kleenex will work. That's what I used for the other one the other day, so that's fine. There we go. I'm just getting a little linseed oil on that fingerboard because it's a little dry. Not using a lot at all. Just want to keep my ebony nice and lubed up. Now, let's see what happens. All right. Put the strings back in the spots they're supposed to be. G string, D string, A string, E string, and D string. There we go. All right, pick the A. Oh, going the wrong way. Going the wrong way, idiot. All right, now I'm gonna have to get up for a moment and go over to my other guitar. It's pretty much in tune. But while these are slack, I'm going to go ahead and just slap them and pull them and slap them and pull them. That's a trick you can use to get the dirt and grime and beer and, you know, sweat and everything out of the coils while they're slack. And then you tighten it up a little bit, stretch it. And slack it back down. Alright. Same thing with the E string. If this doesn't work, you can boil them to make them bright, but usually at that point where you can't revive them by slapping the shit out of them, literally slapping, pulling, smacking the shit out of them. Like I'm pulling like a bowstring. You know what I mean? Sometimes it'll bring the brightness back. All right, so I got it pretty close. I'm going to go over to my other guitar that's tuned up, and we'll go the rest of the way from there. Bam, sounds like a G. I can go the rest of the way from there. Bam's a little bit sharp. Harmonics, we can go. It's not fretting out anymore. I did it. Oh, that's really fun to play. That's enough of that. I fixed it. See you next weekend.